Rembrandt's only seascape captures a moment of raw panic on the Sea of Galilee, frozen at the height of the storm. The apostles are fighting for their lives while Christ stays completely calm, holding the whole scene together. And over time, that mix of chaos and serenity only deepened the painting's aura, especially after it vanished in the most famous art heist in American history. Welcome, my friend. You've wandered into the art bog again. Painted by Rembrandt van Rijn in 1633, the storm on the Sea of Galilee drops us into one of the New Testament's most gripping scenes, the calming of the storm from Mark 4:35 through 41. Jesus and his disciples are crossing the Sea of Galilee when a violent storm slams into them. The apostles panic. They truly believe they're going to die. Meanwhile, Christ is asleep in the stern. When they wake him, he rises, rebukes the wind and the sea. He says, "Peace, be still," and the storm collapses. Rembrandt turns this moment into raw physical drama. The boat thrashes. The sail is tearing itself apart. Apostles clutch anything within reach. Christ stays still, the one calm point in all the chaos. This isn't just a religious image. It's faith under pressure. This is the only seascape Rembrandt ever painted. He created it in 1633, just 2 years after moving from Leiden to Amsterdam, a leap into one of Europe's busiest art markets. At 27, he was already in demand. The painting measures 160 by 128 centimeters, roughly 63 by 50 inches, oil on canvas, signed Rembrandt, 1633. A maritime subject made perfect sense for the Dutch Republic. But Rembrandt didn't paint victory or national pride. He painted vulnerability and divine calm, not exactly a postcard of Dutch naval pride. The whole painting is a masterclass in chiaroscuro. A violent gust forces the boat into a steep diagonal, and a slash of light hits the twisting sail in a handful of terrified faces. The rest sink into shadow. Your eye rides that light. From the chaos to the quiet, straight to Christ. Each apostle reacts. Fear, prayer, strain, despair. One grabs his cap. Another leans over the side, and a brightly lit figure near the mast stares directly out at us. That's Rembrandt, his self-portrait. He places himself in the storm, in the fear. Artists inserting themselves. That's an old tradition. It brings the whole question to the viewer. Where is your faith? And here's a few of the major visual elements in the painting. The torn sail whipping in the wind, apostles clinging to the boat and each other, Christ steady at the stern, and the aforementioned Rembrandt in his self-portrait looking outward. Early 17th century Amsterdam was booming. Global trade, shipping networks, banking, private art buyers shaped the market. Rembrandt arrived in 1631 and rose fast. By 1633, he was working for Prince Frederick Hendrik and running a studio full of apprentices. Collectors wanted dramatic Bible scenes with moral depth. This painting delivered exactly that. The Netherlands was Protestant. Churches avoided religious images, but private homes wanted them for study and reflection. Rembrandt excelled in those human, emotional scenes. This painting fits perfectly. Dutch painters had long celebrated the sea. Naval victories, merchant ships, dramatic skies. Rembrandt took that familiar setting and made it intimate. A fragile boat, a massive wave, human fear, spiritual authority, a seascape with soul. The apostles' panic is universal. Fear of losing control. Christ's calm is the counterweight. His question, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" is the quiet center of the whole image. Rembrandt grips his cap, faces the viewer, and inserts himself into the moment, human, vulnerable part of the chaos. And now, let's talk about the Gardner heist. March 18, 1990. Two men dressed as police arrived at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. They claim there is a disturbance, and the guards let them in. Seconds later, the guards are handcuffed and taken to the basement. The thieves spend 81 minutes removing 13 artworks, including Rembrandt's Storm. The painting is cut straight from its frame, leaving jagged edges. Every conservator's nightmare. Other stolen works include Rembrandt's A Lady and Gentleman in Black, Vermeer's The Concert, Manet's Chez Tortoni, and several smaller pieces. The tapes vanish. Alarms go quiet. No arrests. This is widely considered the most valuable unrecovered painting on Earth, often estimated above $100 million. At the Gardner Museum, the empty frame still hangs where the painting once was, exactly as Isabella Stewart Gardner's will requires. There's still a $10 million reward. Investigators have tied the heist to Boston area organized crime, including groups linked to the Irish underworld. In 2013, the FBI said they believed they knew who carried it out, but the artwork stayed missing. Some think the pieces moved to Philadelphia, some overseas, some still in New England. No proof, no recovery. If walls could talk, especially museum walls. So, if you'd like to visit Storm on the Sea of Galilee, you can't, but it's missing. Anyway, I've been your host, Bogdan Migulski. Thanks for wandering through this story with me. Always good to have you here. Stick around and subscribe to the Art Bog. More art mysteries ahead. Take care, and may your storms be small.